Welcome back to Wealthy Mentor Trading, guys. Today is September the 25th, 2022, and today I'm going to be discussing 4 high-profile stocks I'm eyeing for shorting trade opportunities this week, right? We did have the S&P 500 drop 6% after Fed Powell came out and raised the interest rates by 75% basis points. That spooked the markets, and we are at a double bottom on the S&P 500, touchdown at 3650. But before we get started, guys, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to the channel as we do release videos every single Sunday. And if you are interested in trading with us and catching all my trades, make sure you hit the link in the description as we do have a 2-month $97 summer promo ending pretty soon. And we are going to be looking at all the names discussed today that are being traded at Wealthy Mentor Trading. We have swing trading, day trading, options trading, along with market callouts and market analysis every single day to get you prepped for the week. And as I did mention, I do have 4 stocks that I'm eyeing for shorting trade opportunities. Names like Apple declining at critical support, Microsoft making 52-week lows, same thing with Meta, also at 52-week lows, and Amazon at a critical point where I am eyeing a shorting opportunity for. With that being said, I do have the S&P 500 here, and as I did mention, we are at a double bottom, right? We did hit that 3650 line back on June 2022, and here we are once more. Now, the rule is on double bottom scenarios that we usually have a nice bounce at that area, but however, you got to look at the market conditions, right? We are in a bear market right now, and we are in danger of falling lower. This is critical support for me. One of those things that if we don't get a bounce, I do have targets to move lower down to 3520, and most importantly, 3400 is that big number. It is that top right here before we dropped on the pandemic, right? We dropped from 3400 all the way to, I believe, around 2200 and change, right? So it is an area where we could definitely see a market reversal at 3400. But right now, my main focus is holding that 3650 area. Now, if we do hold that, I do have this line over here at 3800. And to me, that is the most significant area where we could potentially run up to and receive a rejection. Yes, a rejection because, again, we are in a bear market, and any bounce that we get right here at 3650 will pretty much be a dead cat bounce, hitting up to 3800 and then continuing lower, right? That is the bearish scenario. Now, if we do get above 3800, it would lead to some sort of mini trend change, and we could potentially move higher. But right now, my main focus is, one, holding 3650, and if that can't hold, shorting opportunities down to 3520 as my first target, and my second take profit target at 3400. Now, to the bull side, if 3650 does hold, I am looking for a rally to hit my targets of 3800. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep 3650 in mind. As I did mention, they did raise the interest rates. Powell came out and basically spooked the market again, raising the interest rates by 75 basis points. He also touched upon the housing market, and that's due for a correction. So, things might get a lot worse, and definitely keep your eyes peeled for that 3650 line, as that could lead to further pain in the markets and further drop, obviously, leading down to 10, 15% on the major index, right? So these names I'm discussing today are key names that hold a strong value in the index. And the first one being Apple, right? AAPL is the ticker. And Apple recently released their iPhone 14 line, and apparently it's the most affordable line that they had to date, right? It is something in comparison to previous models where it was hard to afford. And technically, when Apple releases some sort of news event or new product or a new iPhone or AirPods, whatever it may be, the stock does rally and see some sort of strength. However, again, you got to look at the market conditions, and Apple's one of those names to look at the market and gauge to see if we're heading lower. Apple does hold a strong weight. So right now we are at that 148 line. It is a line for me that I'm looking at for shorting opportunities. We did have a big long wick right here. This represents buyer rejection and bears in full control, right? So closing at the very bottom, if the S&P 500 drops below 3650, you're definitely going to see Apple drop below that 148 line. So I'm watching the S&P 500, right? Your S&P 500 is the compass. Apple holds a large weight. If Apple gives out, S&P is given out. If S&P gives out, Apple's given out, right? So 148, shorting opportunities down to that 138.50 line. Why is that important? It was a bounce area right here back on October 2021, and that led to pretty much all-time highs at that 182, 183 line, right? Again, below 148, I'm looking for that target hit of 138.5. That is a short trade that I'm going to be instructing students. I'm going to be looking at volume. I'm going to be looking at the market conditions. I'm going to be looking at QQQ, the tech sector, right? All those things are in play when you are shorting, right? You don't go blind shorting at 148. You got to look at multiple factors. So the first target for me, 138.5 and 129. 129 was that big bounce right here back on June. That's when the market bounced. And obviously, like I said, Apple does hold a large value in the S&P 500. And normally it would also bounce, right? So these are two targets for me going into this week. Obviously, for these to be hit, the S&P 500 does have to break that 3650 line. Now on the reverse side, these can also be buying opportunities, right? Let's say we got a bounce on the S&P 500. 148 is a buying opportunity. 138.5 is a buying opportunity, as is 129. However, as my mindset is during these market times, we are in a bear market. I'm hesitant to buy at these areas below 138.50, 129, just because we could be in danger of falling even lower, right? This market can lead us down to that 3,500 line, 3,400, as I did mention, and that would pretty much lead us down to that 129, even lower, guys. We have these wicks right here where buyers stepped in at 122. That's on the table as well. Not next week, perhaps, but soon if the market continues to free fall. All right, so that is Apple on the weekly chart. Watch that 148 line. Another name that is significant that does hold market value, Microsoft. MSFT is the ticker. And here we are on the weekly. Another name, guys, you got to watch out for that 138 line. Slightly bounced here to end the week. Another major decline, 52-week low. That's pretty big, guys, right? Because we haven't hit these lows ever since May 2021. It's been a while, pretty much the whole bubble, bouncing off that 120, that 238 line and making highs at 350. Complete retracement right here. So I am watching that 138 line. Just like Apple, I want to see the S&P 500 break that 3650 line. I have targets here at 230, 224. I will be instructing students at Wealthy Mentor Trading on our Discord channel to hit those targets based on a number of factors, right? So if you want to join us, hit that link in the description. We do have that summer promo still valid, right? 230 is a line that we did have a nice bounce here, right? It was a short-lived bounce as we did pop from 230 all the way to 260, which is some nice percentage gains, right? We are looking for trades here, and I am a technical analyst. I am looking for trading opportunities. I'm not looking to hold Microsoft for a long period of time, right? I'm in here to make money and get out of the market and take what the chart gives me, right? So I am looking at that 138 line. If we cannot hold that, 230 is my first target, and 224 on this big wick right here, which does represent buyers stepping in at 224. I'm going to be watching these two areas here, guys. These are my two targets this week. 238 is that line to watch. All right. Another name hitting 52-week lows, right? And this one, it's going to require me to go to the monthly chart, right? We are that oversold. We are at those conditions where we just are heading lower. It is one of those names that does hold value in the tech sector, and that Meta, you can call it Facebook, whatever you like. We are at that 137 line. As you guys can see on the monthly chart, we hit this line back on March 2020. If you guessed it, yes, that was the COVID area, right? And this is a complete retracement, guys. We have a big long candle here, red candle, but most importantly, closing near the bottom. I'm watching 137, guys, right? 137, as I did mention, was the bounce area. If we do not get that bounce at 137, look, we have 128.50, which was the big candlestick here. Obviously, buyers stepped in January 2019, right? Hey, if 137 can't hold, we can get a bounce right here, but this is the shorting opportunity that I'm going to be looking at this week, right? If the S&P 500 drops that 3650, your best friend here is that 137 line down to 128.5. And obviously we have all-time lows here, which is crazy, right? Meta, big name, down to 123, my second take profit target, guys, right? And to me, if we do hit those lines, as a trader, as someone that has succeeded in this market, I definitely always instruct students to take those profits, right? Take those profits, lock them in, reevaluate to see how the market moves after those targets get hit, and then you can always re-enter. And guys, when those targets get hit, when you're at that 52-week low, when the market reverses, this thing is going to skyrocket so fast that you also get the opportunity to go long on these trades, right? So always have a set plan, your entry, your exit, all set up for you before you enter a trade. Don't enter blindly. Don't think that the market's going to go down forever. It doesn't work that way. History shows that it doesn't work that way. So these trading opportunities, these shorting opportunities, take advantage of them. Get out when the target hits, reassess yourself, and re-enter if need be. All right. So that is Meta. Watch that 137 line. Another name that is major. It is Amazon, AMZN. Man, Amazon, recently had this crazy news about, reports surfaced about their hiring hazardous trucking companies to move their merchandise. A study showed that between February 2020 and early August 2022, over 1,300 Amazon trucking contractors received scores worse than the level at which DOT officials typically take action, right? Now, is this news really relevant? Not really, because the market conditions have the last laugh. Personally, just like this video is dubbed, I'm looking for a shorting opportunity. I don't care what trucking companies, I don't care about their DOT scores. I'm watching that 112.50 line for shorting opportunities down to that 101 line. We've had multiple touches here on the monthly chart. Even if I were to switch over here to the weekly chart, to give you guys a little bit of a clarity, you do know that we've had these bounce areas. Has been a bounce area, a buy area for buyers, right? So 112.50 is that line to watch for shorting opportunities down to 101. And if that can't hold, guys, we have this all-time low at that 83.50 line. And if you guys are kind of confused here and saying that, when did this happen? Well, you guys got to understand that they did have a stock split, and these targets are adjusted based on that stock split, right? So 81.30 is that catastrophe area, like I like to say. It is that second take profit area. Now, do I see Amazon dropping to 81.50 next week? Probably not. The market definitely has to drop down to 3,400 and even probably lower for Amazon to, hit that 81.50 line. So definitely watch the S&P 500, watch that tech sector, watch the leading indicators, watch volume, watch the VIX, watch the economic information that comes out. Those are all things that we do discuss at Wealthy Mentor Trading. Those are the things that many traders that don't understand, that blindly go into trades, not understanding what the market conditions are, what the economic data that comes out at 10 o'clock, what the market reaction is, what the Fed Powell's comments say. All these things I release to our students at the most critical times for them to understand that, hey, you got to look at other factors and not just enter trades blindly to the upside or to the downside. Now, I am looking to the downside, so I am looking for further weakness, obviously, right? So 112.50, watch that line down to this bounce area of 101. I would take profits here, stop, look at the market, re-enter at 101 for shorting opportunities down to 85, 81.50 if the S&P 500 obviously tanks, right? So definitely keep your Amazon on your watch list. Keep Meta on your watch list. Same with Microsoft. Both had those 52-week lows. Apple released their new iPhone. Nobody cares. We care about the market conditions, and that's what I wanted to bring to you guys' attention this week. 3650 is that double bottom that S&P 500. Definitely watch these names and watch the S&P 500 and how it reacts at 3650. Are we going to get a double bottom? Yes. Okay. Look for that bounce to 3800. We didn't get a double bottom. Okay. Look for shorting opportunities, right? So keep that in mind and definitely keep your eyes peeled for these four names. All right, guys, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and check out our promotion that we do have on Discord, right? 97 bucks, 2 months, can't beat it. See you guys next week.